My girlfriend said something to me yesterday that felt like a punch to the gut. Before dating me, my GF was dating my brother. What the fuck? Your brother turned me on so much more than you do, also what the fuck? Right? This whole situation is a dumpster fire. That's true with like 99% of the posts here. In our minds, Op is usually one of us and is a normal person. But then you gotta remember that a no normal person would come to this site for relationship advice lol. And B, whenever you read a story about an awful partner, think birds of a feather. Although I'ma give a 17-year-old the benefit of the doubt on this one. In my teenage socially inept days I would turn to r/teenagers for advice all the time. The anonymity of Reddit made me feel way more comfortable asking questions that I would never vocalize to anybody I knew in real life. Looking back, 99% of the advice was absolute S that boiled down to just be yourself and act confident, and the interactions with other users over Rike and TeamSpeak are where I really developed a basic set of social skills. I couldn't imagine asking for advice on the internet about interpersonal relationships now. But kids need an opportunity to establish a baseline, and forums are a great asset in that regard. Totally agree with cutting Op a little slack. Even if the setup for this entire situation is fucking bonkers to begin with. Just be yourself works for people that understand nuanced social dynamics when it is and isn't appropriate to bring up certain topics. Someone who has a lot of weird kinks but doesn't understand those social dynamics might take just be yourself advice as bring up everything about yourself in every situation, which is of course horrible advice. Act confident also only works for people who understand the nuances of confidence. Why it works. When it's appropriate to be confident versus humble, etc. Can confirm. Used to get this advice. Found out why it wasn't working very well when I got diagnosed with autism lol. I'm sorry bro, but this made me lol so hard. 1. Don't date any of your brothers or friends' exes. 2. It seems pretty obvious she is/was dating you to stay close to your brother just in case. If given the opportunity, she'd get back with your brother possibly without your knowledge. No. She'd definitely rub it in his face. He's already shown he'll put up with anything by not immediately kicking her to the curb. Now she's going run roughshod over him until he gets a clue. Could be she has already literally rubbed her brother in his face. And to Op, take out the trash dude. Dump her and find a girl who will be happy to show you the way or have fun learning together. Nobody is great at sex in the beginning. It takes practice. Definitely this. You can find a girl who's so much more caring and gentle and helps you through this. No one is ever good their first few times. I promise. Dump this rude bitch. That remark is unforgivable. I guess you brother was the one that broke up with her. She's not with you for you man. She with you for your brother. If she liked you, she would teach you. Leave her. How old is your brother? Edit. Thanks for the gold. Kind stranger. He's 17 as well. We're twins, not identical. She set ya up bro. This relationship was doomed from the beginning. Dump her. Move on. She's an asshole anyway. I'm sorry. But the game was rigged from the start. Ain't that a kick in the head? More like a shot. Kinda seems like an 18-carat run of bad luck tbh. RV. True to Caesar. Degenerates like you belong on a cross. So you're the courier who has caused so much trouble for my legion. Holy s dude, no, you are definitely right to be upset. That's a disgusting thing for her to say. Dump her. She's an awful person. Agreed. That's... who does that? Sorry this happened. Tell her goodbye. We all start out as virgins, and knowing what to do doesn't magically happen. Agreed. That's... who does that? Someone who dates their ex's brother. Do you think these types of people only date the sibling to stay close to the ex? I think that's definitely a contributing factor. At the very least. She certainly doesn't have a problem remaining close to her ex. Dude. Regardless of how frustrated she might be. There's no excuse for that. Straight up leave her ass. That crosses a line that your relationship come back from. Everything she's done is uncalled for. And truly. It's not that hard to be patient with someone and give them tips on what you like sexually. Especially when you know you're with a virgin. She sucks. Bruh, why are you dating your twin brother's ex in the first place? Revenge. Which unfortunately may be the case here. I'm gonna say the same thing others are saying, but in another way. You're young so you may not really understand this. Girls who dated close friends or family are not an option. I'm not talking about random hookups. I'm talking about full-on relationships, but to be honest I would avoid those also, unless you honestly come from a small town, where there aren't options. She sounds sexually frustrated, because of your inexperience, but that wasn't cool for her to say. Definitely you should not feel okay with that. I'd still be wary of random hookups. You're smashing your brother's ex. You set yourself up for that one, bro. Even worse. He's smashing his twin brother's ex. This is more like r/WTF. Just some advice for the rest of your life. Don't ever date your brother's ex. Yeah. Just stop wasting time and date your brother. Stop using middlemen. You now have my attention. Please go on. Look. Maybe she's just being honest. Maybe she's being a bitch. Either way, you shouldn't be dating. Also, why the F would you date your brother's ex-GF? Agreed. I'm finding it hard to sympathize with someone who dates their sibling's ex. Is it bad that I feel like this is kind of karma? He's only 17. There are so many mistakes he's still allowed to make. Just let him learn from it and move on. That same excuse can be made for the girl too. The fact that she would date brothers is a bit suspect to begin with, but saying that directly to you. She is not right for you. You will always have to live up to your brother and his experience with her. As far as pleasing a woman, it takes time and practice, and some need different types of stimulation. As an inexperienced 17-year, I had many really bad techniques too. You won't be a master overnight, and the female orgasm is so much more than just a physical thing like us simple men. Get a good GF who wants to be with you, not your brother, and explore and grow in a sexual relationship together. Not just brothers. Twin brothers. Not identical but still very weird. YTF are you dating your brother's ex? Also, how old is your brother? They're fraternal twins. 17. Few questions to ask yourself. Do you love her? Does she make you happy? Genuinely, was this a one-off? And the way to spot a toxic relationship is to ask yourself, would you ever imagine yourself saying or doing the things they have? Saying that sort of thing after your first time having sex with a virgin seems way too unnecessarily cruel. As it is always a sensitive situation. And if someone is toxic during sex, what won't they be toxic with? This is a major red flag op. My advice is to take time for yourself. Assess your priorities. Think thoroughly about what benefits you're getting here from this relationship. And then go for a conversation with her. If she does make you happy, if you are getting something out of the relationship, and if this was a one-off in the moment remark, then maybe you can work things out. And if you aren't, or the cons outweigh the pros, or if she doesn't realize what she did was wrong on so many levels, then please, get yourself out of that situation quickly. Because if you don't, it will only hurt harder if it eventually fails. I wish you the best, and hey, even if it doesn't work out, and you guys do break up, then at least you have something to bond with your brother over. I've pretty much loved her since I was 5 years old. We've been friends for ages, and it broke my heart when she dated my brother. She genuinely makes me happy. I do love her, and that's why I'm taking this so hard. Did your brother dump her? Could she be with you to show your brother what he is missing? She clearly fancies him more. Break up with her and move on. She says she dumped him. He tells people he dumped her. I have no idea which is the truth. It doesn't really matter anyway. She is not the one for you. You don't hurt someone you truly love the way she hurt you. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them. Unfortunately, what he doesn't seem to grasp or want to accept is the fact that he's not the one for her either. Does she have a sister? LMAO, this comment killed me. That is a horrible thing to say to someone. If she wasn't enjoying herself, what she should have done is say, that's not working for me. I'll give you direction to make both of us enjoy this more. Communication is key to making sure both of you enjoy each other. Instead she snapped at you. But from how you've written this, it sounds like she wasn't into it and had something going on in her head. She seemed to be frustrated and took it out on you. This still isn't okay and could have been handled better. She's 17. I know adults who aren't even able to talk about their sexual preferences like that. We shouldn't be holding an underage child up to that. I'm not trying to uphold her to anything. I'm just giving up an idea how things could have gone differently with better communication. Personally, I think she was upset or irritated by something that happened beforehand. I, personally, think 17 is way too young for sex. I think that young people aren't emotionally mature enough. But then I remember my mum got married at 17, and it blows my mind at the massive commitment she made at such a young age.